bantu nakale amawaya echo ne namasha lion, leopard, aina, zebra, puku fyali chepa fyale fwefinga.
Nsumbu had a lot of wildlife. We had lions in Nsumbu National Park, but then after heavy poaching through snaring, we saw lion populations declining. Currently, we have not received any report of a lion in Nsumbu National Park.
There were lions here until very recently. So I don't think it's a question of should lions be here or shouldn't they be here. It's how do we make sure that their return is successful. There's not many big open spaces left. Nsumbu National Park is a spectacular national park. Everyone that comes here is surprised at how big and rugged and beautiful it is. The southern section of the park are sort of highland miombo forest and wetlands. So lots of swamps, rivers, streams, waterfalls. And one of the unique features in the forest here is the Nsumbu Itigi thicket. It is the only Itigi thicket left with megaherbivores in it. And quite extensive in Nsumbu. And then you come down to Lake Tanganyika and it includes some of the depths of Lake Tanganyika, underwater habitats in this amazing lake. That diversity of life and diversity of habitats all in one protected area is what really makes it stand out most.
Historically, the first president of Zambia would come with his cabinet and stay at Kasaba Bay. In fact, even when I was young, when you hear that the president has gone to Kasaba Bay, you expect breaking news from there. And that was in Nsumbu National Park.
So Nsumbu is a very old protected area. It was originally a game reserve in pre-colonial times. There was a lot of interest and investment and management into Nsumbu through the sort of 60s and 70s and even in the 1980s. By the early 1990s, Zambia was facing economic challenges across the board. One of the impacts of that was really a huge reduction in the effort and resources to protect these places. Unfortunately, that all compounded to bring Nsumbu to its knees.
A professional hunter I spoke to that was hunting in Tondwa in the 90s and early 2000s, and a guide at Nkamba Bay, all told me that the last lions they saw in their working career had snares on or were stuck in a snare. Emphasizing snares because I'm a firm believer that that's what caused the decline of lions.
reintroducing lions into an area where there used to be lions but there are not, without dealing with the issues that led to lion extirpation in the first place, you're basically throwing lions to their death. These things are expensive, they're intensive, they require a lot of commitment from government and stakeholders, and we don't want to be using this tool flippantly.
We want to ensure that we're doing things ethically. We want enough lions to make sure that we do have a recovery, but we don't want too many lions that then deplete the prey and disperse across the landscape before we're ready for it. Is the community aware of these lions coming? Are they aware of what it means to live with lions? Are they aware of the benefits that might come with lions, that will come with lions? But they also need to be aware of the challenges because, a lion is an apex predator. We really want to be able to show best practice.
So we're in North Luangwa National Park here, which we had identified as the source population to catch lions, because it does belong to the same genetic clade to the Nsumbu or the former Nsumbu population. We are here at the moment because we want to monitor and understand how many prides do we have in this area, how many females, how many males, what age are they, and then we're going to decide next year who we will catch from these prides and then move them to Nsumbu.
These environments are going to be similar, and these populations are likely to have the highest chance of successfully adapting to the environment in Nsumbu. Yeah, lions calling at dawn.
The lions are skittish, so they might run after being darted. But if we use the transmitter darts, we'll be able to track them. I immobilize the carnivores, then they are able to fit collars, but that helps us to monitor those animals.
Collars are fundamental in order to be able to select the most appropriate individuals for Nsumbu.
Identify the individuals, get to know them, and then understand who's actually interacting with who in what way.
Can I see the radio? Maybe just switch on. What we're thinking is we'll hang the bait in the crook of that tree. In order for Dr. Mambo to get a shot, we need to attract the lions. The way we do that is we're going to do a call-in, so this plays sounds of what should be a dying animal, which would attract lions. But then we also have some bait with that, so we'll drag the bait around and then hang it up in a tree so that they will hopefully stay interested long enough for Dr. Mama to get a shot. Yeah, maybe, yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, hoping something will come up once we start calling.
So we're backed up into the thicket now. They hear that. This is going for several kilometers, the sound. So they can hear that from far away and they think it's easy food, it's easy prey. Oh, he's beautiful.
Just shine again. You can switch off. Let's tell him.
In Nsumbu, we have challenges to do with elephants. You know, the communities are just next to the national park, so elephants are getting out of the park, going into the community, so that has been a constant challenge because it can get serious at times.
Elephants were coming here almost each and every day, destroying crops for the people. There are footprints for the elephants. Usually they come 2, 3, sometimes 6. So I have to start from square one.
Our enforcement operations have improved, and then the wildlife populations are increasing. Obviously, we do expect this human-wildlife interaction.
But chonse ngashanga mufemfugo kudya fyonse tashale shana kwa hiyo ninchiko kwa fyonse fya umutima wale kalipa sana ngate utile milandu limbinga twale ngafena amasembe tuleko mambo kupofile ngona lesa info twafisunga.
We are trying to see how both the wildlife can be protected and also the human life as well.
From the community perspective, whenever they hear about lions, some of them are very, very skeptical, especially those that keep livestock.
Twaikala mu National Park. Emongikala njito yandi kuteka fefitekwa 2022 elo kimbu kyambili okuisa mukuli kutulire enama. Nalini ndala mutulo obushiku kuisa mfafye imbushi shire pange ekyongo kuyasanga apape kinkapa na abato bakukimbwi na kitinta n'embushi na kilali kapa abakabikeko fensi mulamu National Park fila afuma kulaisa muno mumushi.
There's still concerns from the community when it comes to it being lions. How we're going to be protected, we're going to be attacked by lions.
The current generation has not lived with the lions yet. Even some of my officers have never seen a lion before. So it's a challenge.
We already have these unresolved cases of human-wildlife conflict. Now you want to introduce lions.
Human-lion conflict is a very serious issue, and retaliatory or even preemptive killing of lions is a very significant issue in parts of the continent. If it starts, then it very rapidly becomes an existential threat because lions are so easy to kill with poison.
Making sure that the communities that will bear the cost of living with lions are in support of that and can also acquire the benefits of living with lions is extremely important, because if you don't have that buy-in, then that can be one of the single greatest threats to the success of a reintroduction.
Obufumu bwesu bwetabwa Abashimba n'Amala.
Abashimba n'Amala chansawala mukango ngameshengira mwibwe.
Konkana n'efikolo fyesu ng'abantu abakulako balishibwa obukindami bwa nkalamu. Pantu nangu ipanope na ine wine nkalamu nshayi mwana po live. Nshimwena fa mama papers na mama video.
Nkalamu kulia twalesi umfwa n'okumona amakasa walenga okulanga amaka yabufumu bwetabwa ero kabiri eko kyapa kya n'obufumu okuti n'enfumu ine yali kwata amaka
Bushimba mukowa West traditional songa takulishirya nkalamu ninsha obufumu bwesu tapali.
Communities are the ones who live with these resources. The natural resources in the area have been supporting the livelihoods of their community in different ways. We really need to get the buy-in of the community. So it's about engaging with the community. We formed a lion community committee trying to understand the challenges and the possible mitigations to those challenges.
So parliament chine chadu kumuno kutia topo efifintu abengi bale fimkwati nkalamushi echo batusalire no kweba tinaifwe tuye mona ifyo ubukankala bwankalamu ifyo bwaba.
From the beginning, when we had the initial meeting of the idea of reintroducing lions to Nsumbu National Park, Chief Nsama was very excited about it. It's always positive. Him giving positive support, encouraging people to support the program, reminding people that we did have lions in Nsumbu and how that links to the Abashimba clan.
Hello, tuwala tikatulete ko inkalamu. Katulete ko ntikane.
The recovery of Nsumbu, the restoration of Nsumbu, the rewilding of a landscape like this is going to need some direct interventions. It's going to need some reintroductions and translocations. The reintroduction of animals into a place like Nsumbu is a big part of its recovery. So we recognized that there was low numbers of bulk grazers, buffalo and zebra specifically. We moved 200 buffalo and around 50 zebra, and that was a huge undertaking in terms of the logistics. It was a huge effort and it was very successful at the end of it, thanks to all the partners that were involved in that.
We were very excited. Some of the young men and women had not seen a zebra before. From the time the zebras were introduced and the buffaloes, we have not lost any to poaching. We have ensured that those animals are protected to the forest.
They have done all that work, bringing all those species within the park. And the park, as we are also doing our own ecological monitoring, we are seeing the increase and the improvement of these species in Nsumbu, which is really amazing. You know, right now we want to introduce lions as apex predators in our ecosystem, which is very, very important. I'm excited to do that. And when they are released into Nsumbu National Park, it will be part of our job to monitor and track lions and also to collect more data about whether they are increasing or not increasing, to know their whereabouts, because there are so many threats that they can be exposed to just within the park as well.
I was just a barber man in Nsumbu community, and then the advertisement came in 2015 to say Department of National Parks and Wildlife, they are recruiting. I applied for that. The time I started working here, that was 2015, there were 20 scouts working in Nsumbu National Park.
We had very few officers.
And our park is 2,000 square kilometers, which is not easy for 20 scouts to manage to patrol all the areas.
And we formed a small NGO called Conservation Lake Tanganyika at the time. And that was really, I think, the turning point where we were able to galvanize a bit more strategic support. That then led to the Frankfurt Zoological Society showing interest. It is sovereign land of the government of Zambia, and it is managed by the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. But we have a very strong relationship with them, and we have a shared vision with them.
There's been a massive increase in terms of manpower.
And that was really the start of a much more rapid recovery and a bigger impact that we're still seeing today.
We have invested a lot in trainings.
As a trainer here in Nsumbu, in a year, we need to conduct at least 1 marine training, 1 terrestrial training. It's a huge amount of effort we are trying to put in. In 2019, poaching and illegal activities started reducing because of our effort which we were putting in.
We don't want to see what happened last time. We have put in systems, we have trained officers, and we will be monitoring them. These lions will not be poached.
Mwisangwa ya mwikasharapo waya ili yonse paka turashininkisha twafwaya mawaya yonse muri yanjende atashani ya bukankala obo namona mukuba muri nsende muri iki kiputurwa cya disinari kuputula bulo bwafya bwa muntu nenama bwiratwalire.
We still have a few months before the lions come. We're erecting this fence on the northern hard boundary of Nsumbu. Its primary purpose is to separate people and animals from that intensive conflict area. I think we will be ready. A little bit of pressure is always good.
From when I joined in 2018, the project has grown, seeing the opportunities that are coming to the people in this area, the development and also the livelihoods being improved.
These landscapes do provide jobs and income and generate taxes for the government. And most likely that will be around tourism inside the national park. And lions are a key species. Everyone wants to see a lion.
Ero nomba twashire chipokerera no kumuno kutire fifintu nga fyashire mukatika nchende mu myeso kuti fyatuletera ubukumu kuti fyatwafako kula kwa maskulu.
So the learners in our program, conservation education program called SOFINA, there were lessons that were delivered to the learners in the SOFINA program. The reintroduction of lions, the benefits of lions, the importance of lions.
This whole lion reintroduction is about so much more than a single species, so much more than just lions.
The play that we've created, we are talking about the importance of lions, bringing people closer to Nsumbu so that they can also learn about the tower's cultural heritage, their way of life.
Through drama, you keep people engaged.
Yeah, everything seems to be under control so far. So yeah. Hello? I'm at the office, but going to the venue now.
Hopefully we can get a good crowd.
Fine, how are you?
It's theater that is taken to the people. It's different from like you're watching on TV, where you have questions and you can't answer.
It was a good platform to kind of reassure the community about the measures that have been put in place and also clear the misconceptions that people have when it comes to lions. With the continuous engagement, you get them to kind of appreciate what's happening. I feel it's going a long way in building that relationship.
We say the young learners are the primary audience, so we're hoping they will go and spread the message.
So on that note, are you ready for lions?
Yes.
The time is right now. We have done a huge amount of groundwork in Nsumbu.
So far, preparation has been going on very well. The boma complete.
A hard release is just dumping them out in the ecosystem and hoping for the best. A soft release is you build a boma, let them acclimate, because a lot of carnivores can go straight back to where they came from.
So, dry run for the event at the airstrip and the site plan.
It'll take about an hour for the lions to arrive. All lions might be in one plane, or they may be in two separate planes. It depends on whether they capture them at the same time, or whether they'll be captured at different times. Chief Nsama will be here. We're going to invite him in to touch the lions.
We have a very strong team, we have strong law enforcement, we have growing outreach with the community. The time is now so that we don't lose that sense of urgency. Nsumbu is changing rapidly for the better. We want to maintain that pace so that we move forward because we want to be inspired by hearing the roar of a lion again at night. We're still waiting for the final permissions to come in from headquarters from Chilanga for the minister to sign off on the translocation. It sounds like there's not much option for you to pressurize any more on that. So maybe, maybe you guys make the call, get up here, and then we're all here tonight and tomorrow morning, and hopefully the permit comes through by the end of the day. Should they just make the call and come up here, and at least everyone's here on the faith of the actual permit we're getting signed today. My only hesitation with that was if this permit doesn't get signed, then we've chartered a caravan, but maybe that's just a risk we're going to take.
I think it's take the risk.
Yeah.
Let's be positive.
Identify who's where and what the options are, and make sure that we're not potentially compromising the prides that they're sourced from.
So those are the two collared prides that we have. We saw the Mwaleshi pride on Saturday morning, and they were just a few hundred meters west of Buffalo Camp.
They were over here.
We want to do two things: get suitable animals that will bond effectively with each other and the male and not roam around and start causing problems, and also not compromise the pride that they're from.
We don't have any further information from there, so it may not happen. The capture permit is obviously critical for the operation, and as yet it's still pending, so we might have to postpone everything.
So I just got a call from the head of veterinary services, and she says that the permit has been signed, so we're good to go. So yeah, exciting times. Let's get the ball rolling.
Copy that. We'll stand by.
We need to pick two.
There's one this side.
Do have visual on them from here.
We are with the lions right now, so if you could stand by for a moment, they're hunting.
They've got into some thick stuff as they're hunting, and so we're going to go in and try to see them, hopefully confirm that everybody's there. Okay, so we've got them on the kill. It's a bit of a thick spot, but we're just going to have to spend a little bit of time to figure out who's who. Everybody's got their nose in the warthog and they're all bloody, but just got to be a little patient over. There's a male on the right. Yes, that's the old female. I see the notch. Okay, this one's doable. Can you get the right hindquarter? Start the car. Nice shot. Reload and get this one. There's a first lion down. We're trying to get the second one. Okay, I'm going around. Second dart in.
One,
two,
three.
Jerry,
Don't push on the line.
Jerry, can you move?
Okay.
Ready?
The timing between the two was perfect.
Under the wing.
Yeah, 206 and Caravan are both here.
So we've managed to dart these two female lionesses, and the other team also has managed to dart the male. So they're on their way. They'll be here in 5 minutes.
I think we had a lot of luck this morning, and then pretty much got the best possible outcome with well-aged lions. Still 9:30, not too hot. Airplanes here, permissions in place.
Fortunately, they are going collectively at the same time into a boma that they don't know, and that usually means that they will naturally bond because it's an artificial environment that they're in, and that breaks down all the barriers that they had before.
After everything that has happened, all the processes, and just seeing more the excitement from the people that were there in terms of the community, it was a good feeling to say, okay, they're finally here.
We have been talking about lions coming to Nsumbu past 2 years. So for me, really, to see a plane bringing lions in Nsumbu National Park, and you offloading the lions from the plane to the vehicles, that was very exciting.
Ndeke shafikire na pali inoishita ndio achirumba pantu kila miningo kutila ebufumu bwine ubwansama kukonkana kubashimba.
How does this make us feel?
Very fantastic. Great achievement in Nsumbu National Park.
So for the majority of my officers that were born and bred from this landscape, from this area, that was the first time they physically saw a lion. So it was a very, very exciting moment for everyone in Nsumbu National Park.
So happy that these guys are finally arrived in Nsumbu. I'm hoping they just wake up soon and just be free from this.
One very, very important step out of an incredible journey. There's still a way to go. The symbolism of having a male lion back in Nsumbu, that's a powerful moment for me, and I think a powerful moment for Nsumbu. And they immediately showed all the right signs. So the young animals being slightly submissive to the older female, good interaction between the young male and the young female, and generally rubbing faces. We had split the feed up so that they didn't have to compete on the same carcass. But after a couple of feeds, we realized that there seemed to be no signs of aggression, so we then placed a single carcass in the feeding boma. And even from the first feeding, they immediately put on one carcass. So that was a good sign, and it came quickly. So we've just opened up the boma. First few steps of removing lions again, and hopefully the step of many to come. And all 3 lions have come out and they're busy feeding on the carcass that we placed about 20 yards outside the boma, which is great.
It's a good thing that we have done. It's a privilege to have animals like lions in a protected area like in Nsumbu National Park.
Echo ubukankala bwakusunga sana inkalamu mu butabwa bweso n'obufumu bwabwetagwa.
The return of lions to Nsumbu, says a lot about the power of conservation. I believe that we're on the right track for a much bigger landscape recovery.
Umunwe umo tausalanda. Napakutira tulete ko shiri enkalamu. Nichitwale ikalapanga pamo. Tukalalangirira abantu nga twabatu batinga abashimba obushimba ni chinshi. Obushimba tukalasonta amarayoni.